Some new details have emerged regarding Quinshon Judkins, the Browns rookie running back who was arrested over this weekend due to domestic violence. So I'm going to break that all down and share with you guys on today's at-home edition of the Cleveland Browns Report. First off, I just want to apologize for what's been an inconsistent week of videos going out to you. I don't want to be, the blame guy, and take responsibility. However, I've had not one, but 2 flights canceled. Thank you, American Airlines. So it's been difficult just staying at the airport all day just to come home and do the same thing all over again the next day. So I'm sorry about that, but let's talk about Quinshon Judkins, because the Browns rookie running back, as we all know by now, or if you don't, let me break the news to you, was arrested over the weekend for alleged domestic violence. Here's what the arrest record says. A great article by Daniel Owusu from ESPN Cleveland saying that it was described as touch or strike / battery / domestic violence. So he was booked jail Saturday night and no bond, not immediately set. So I think he spent the night in jail and then met with the judge this morning, which, by the way, I thought they didn't do judges in court cases on Sunday. So that part's a little confusing to me, but I'm just not a good lawyer, nor a lawyer at all. But here we go. Let's go through some of the details that we do have. So it was, a misdemeanor charge, which to me signals that if the allegations are true and he is guilty of whatever he is being accused of, it isn't a very severe charge coming against him. Just my observation based on a misdemeanor charge. So whatever the interaction was, whatever the assault or the battery, whatever it is, it clearly I don't want to let him off the hook, but it clearly wasn't something that rose to the level of like a felony. You know what I mean? So that's one important piece of information. Officers responded to the residence around 9 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday. We didn't learn about this till 9 p.m. ish on Saturday. So he had been in jail for pretty much the entire day, and now it's Sunday afternoon. Maybe he's already gotten bail posted or met with the judge, whatever it could be. But the Browns said they are aware and gathering more details. So a very common response we see from the Cleveland Browns. The NFL said they are looking into this as well. That's no big surprise to me right there. I don't expect the Browns to come out and make a sweeping move. I don't even think the Browns, if they wanted to, could release him because he has not signed his contract yet. So how do you release someone who's not under contract? The Browns could just say, we're never going to give you this contract to sign. That's a possibility. I'll tell you what, Quinshon Judkins lost a ton of leverage because he is one of many second-round draft picks who has not signed their deal yet, because Carson Schlesinger and Jaden Higgins, the first 2 picks in round number 2 back in April, they got fully guaranteed contracts, which every other second-round draft pick is now looking for that, which is why no other second-round draft pick has signed their contract yet. And we have an official holdout because Trey Harris, the wide receiver from Ole Miss drafted by the Chargers, he is not at LA's training camp. So it has begun. But I guess the Browns could just say, hey, we're going to dramatically change the details of the contract. And what that could look like is if you get suspended, we're not going to pay you. And that's usually something that gets hung up in these rookie contracts is, well, I still want to get paid even if I get suspended a game or 2 because of an illegal hit or something. So that all of a sudden goes out the window because now the Browns are going to go, we're not going to guarantee you any of that type of money if you face a suspension. So that's one thing to keep in mind here. But overall thoughts, it's kind of what I said last night, and I still feel the same way today. I think the biggest slap on the face here is the lack of leadership from this locker room. That's the finger I want to point right now. You could point the finger at Andrew Berry, and hey, he's had some poor draft picks on the field, but every GM has. But he's had some poor draft picks that don't even get on the field because they can't get out of their own way. Perrion Winfrey. Mike Hall last year during training camp. Very disturbing details of his alleged domestic dispute and violence with his fiance, baby mama, something like that. And now you've got Judkins. So you can point the finger at Barry, and I won't tell you you're wrong for doing so. The Judkins one, I feel maybe a little bad for Barry because there were no red flags at Ole Miss or at Columbus about his character. So this one seems to kind of come out of the blue a little bit. But I go back to the leadership. That's what I just want to harp on right now. This is back-to-back off seasons now where Browns rookies clearly don't feel like this is a culture that demands excellence and has no room for any sort of violation of the rule. Like, these rookies, I feel like, are just running around wild because that's what the culture has somewhat installed already. Like, don't you feel like if there was great leadership throughout the entire locker room, as a rookie, you'd fall in line a little bit more and be a little bit more military boot camp-esque? And that might sound dramatic, but I'd rather be towards that extreme than this extreme where players are getting arrested, rookies are getting arrested. Give me the extreme of, man, I don't want to step out of line. You know, these guys, they mean business. They are here, and this is a profession for them, and they are not just going to throw on shoulder pads and then have a couple drinks afterwards and go, let's do it all over tomorrow. No, this is like a business, and they are not going to tolerate any tomfoolery in the slightest. And that clearly has not been installed in the new members of this team. So that's where my frustration grows from. The lack of leadership from this locker room, from the veterans on this team. Because now we have a pattern. It really is 3 in a row. Perrion Winfrey 3 years ago. Mike Hall last year. And now Judkins this year. 3 straight years where it feels like rookies are just not really getting the sense that they have to be on their P's and Q's. No, kind of seems like, doesn't seem like there's a great culture here of what's expected of us. So, yeah, I don't think this is a problem. Like, I know they can't go out and get arrested. But I think it starts a few steps before that about not putting yourself in a position where you could make a bad decision. So that's my TED Talk on it. It's frustrating. And like I said in my video last night, it's really frustrating for fans because just this never-ending reputation of the Cleveland Browns getting criminals on their teams. You know what I mean? Like the Deshaun Watson thing by itself really put Browns fans in a tough spot because everyone was like, oh, you're a Browns fan? You're a fan of Watson? And it's like, I didn't trade for the guy, but I like the team, so I want to support the players on the team, but now you put me in a really tough position, and now they keep doing it to me over and over again with one player after another getting arrested. So, by the way, one other thing, and then I'm going to go. Did you guys see Deshaun Watson got married a week or so? Yeah, maybe a week ago now. This is going to sound dramatic, but I think there's some truth to it. I saw the pictures from his Instagram. I swiped, looked. I didn't see a single teammate at the wedding. Looked in the comment section. I didn't see Jerry Judy comment. That was awesome. I know it's Bo Callahan-y to go, why were no teammates at your birthday party? And maybe there were teammates at his wedding, and I just didn't see the photos of them there. I'm sure there was at least 1 or 2 teammates from his entire football career present at that wedding. But it did not look like a big Browns contingent was there. And I know when other players get married in the offseason, which, 100% of NFL players' weddings happen in the offseason, in the spring or in the summer, teams love to share photos from their players' weddings. I didn't see any from the Browns. It's a bit Bo Callahan-y. But isn't there some level of truth to you clearly don't have to worry about money. So it's not like you couldn't afford to have them, dine at your wedding. Because as someone who just, got married and saw how expensive weddings are, I can understand I'm not going to invite all my coworkers because it's $100 a plate, right? But when you have a $230 million fully guaranteed contract, that's probably not a concern for you. Not a single teammate I saw. Could have missed one. Let me know if I did. I just think it's noteworthy. Does it mean anything to us now? No. He's history. But it's noteworthy. So that's what I took away from that. All right, that will do it for us on today's episode. Quinshon Judkins, stop fucking up.